I'm out of options, nothing's working. I'm out of service. I'm hoping now, I'm fucking nervous. I'm trying but can't scratch the surface. So I'll keep my so if I didn't, can we find what we're missing and compromise? So I'll keep my shoes on and not leave it. We're on thin ice with decisions. Can we find see? I don't wanna say anything, 'cause if I do, I'ma say the wrong words. Oh no. So I'll keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I lose you if I didn't. Can we find what we're missing and compromise? My shoes off and not leaving. We're on thin ice, winter season. Can we find single reason not to say goodbye? Oh, if I said what's on my mind, would you stay with me tonight? If I said what's on my mind, would that make you running high? Running high, running high. If I said what's on my mind, would that make you running high? Don't know what to do anymore. I'm out of options, nothing's working. I'm out of service. Come help me now, I'm fucking nervous. I'm trying but can't scratch the surface. So I'll keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I lose you if I didn't. Can we find what we're missing and compromise? So I'll keep my shoes on and not leave it. We're on thin ice, winter season. Can we find single reason not to say goodbye? Oh, if I said what's on my mind, would you stay with me tonight? If I said what's on my mind,
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here at Nashville Super Speedway for some Tuesday night 5150 Cup Series action. Right now, top of the leaderboard, Bryce Barfield here in practice with a time of 30.59. Top of the leaderboard right now, just a couple more minutes left of practice. Looks like we have about 11 or 12 cars signed in here tonight, taking the call here. Nashville Super Speedway, Hutchinson Motorsports TV, bringing you the action live. The GOAT, Blake Hutchinson, on the call. Let's get some of them patented Hutchinson Motorsports tunes playing, because, folks, you know as well as I do, this stuff's the best in the business. With practice about wrapped up here, checking out the point standings here for the 5150 Cup Series. Top of the leaderboard right now, Chris Vincent is your points leader on the season. He's got about a 40-point lead on the next car up, which is Brian Samara. Both cars are signed in here tonight. Samara looking to gain some points on Vincent here tonight. Third place right now, JT Tinker, followed by Chad White in fourth. And fifth, Cam Patterson. So our top four are all here tonight. But less than a minute left here, folks. Looks like Bryce Barfield's going to maintain quick time, top of the board, 30.58. Quick time! That's a track record here. Can he do it in qualifying? Qualifying's going to be coming up here any second. He is dialed in and ready to roll. We appreciate you tuning in, spending your Tuesday night right here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. 5150 Cup Series action live. Tonight's favorite to win it, folks. I'm going. I think Chris Vincent gets it done. Finds another way to win another race here. Had a great season so far. Has a new paint scheme. I think he's going to find victory lane tonight. And he just smoked the wall. Junk. But that concludes practice. Time to jump straight into qualifying action. We're going to see who the first cars to hit the track is. Checking out the board here. Peyton Barfield, first car to hit the track, as well as JT Tinker, Chris Vincent, Brian Samara, a bunch of them all jumping out there at once. We're going to stay tuned right here on Peyton Barfield. We're going to get them tunes playing in the background. Spice things up a little bit. Hayden Barfield's gonna re-rack it up here. Let's switch it over. JT Tinker hitting the track, as well as Riley Sullivan and Brian Samara. Brian Samara currently in second in the points standings. Looking to run down our points leader, Chris Vincent, here tonight. The Coral Springs native. Brian Samara taking the green flag here through the tri-oval at Nashville Super Speedway. What kind of lap time does the 53 machine of Brian Samara have? He's going to be setting the pace here, folks. Taking it easy out of turn 1. Looking good into 3, coming out of 4. What kind of lap time does Samara have for us? Into the tri-oval. He's going to cross the line here shortly. Lap time registered 30.94. Top of the board right now. But he's looking to gain on that. And JT Tinker gets right by him. 30.93. But I do believe their second lap here is going to be the fastest lap. Change it up here. Take a look at JT Tinker, the number 93 machine. Teammates with Brian Samara. Who's going to be the faster car? Both of them are right there with one another. JT getting loose, coming out of 4th. What kind of speed does he have? Into the tri-oval, crossing the line. Lap time's going to be 30.89. That's still quick time. JT Tinker top of the board still. But a long way to go because Chris Vincent's out on the track right now. Quick time, 30.68. Chris Vincent top of the board. Still a long way to go. Peyton Barfield has not even hit the track yet. Bryce Barfield either. Both of them are waiting. And Chris Vincent is junk. He's going to have to settle for the 30.65 as his qualifying lap time. Matthew Byers on the Speedway, the Mississippi native. Warming them tires up. Looking pretty slow to me, not going to lie. Matt Byers, please report to the rear because you're slow. 30.96, I think that's all he's got. He's going to cross the line. Second lap. Is it going to be any better? Junk. 30.96 is all he's got for us. John Sittler in the 01 car, the High Noon 01 machine of John Sittler's out there on the Speedway. What kind of lap time does John Sittler have? He's going to be in the back is my guess. Quick time! Chad White out of Loudon, Tennessee. 30.60. Puts him to the top of the leaderboard. Dropping Vincent back to the number 2 slot. Jarrett Feldman hitting the track. And ladies and gentlemen, out of nowhere, the 88 of Cody Moore is here tonight. Keep an eye on Moore. Not sure if he's had much practice. I know he just made it just in time. We're going to see what kind of lap time Mr. Cody Moore out of Kyle, Texas has with us. Feldman's going to be another guy to watch here. Feldman always fast. Into the tri-oval. Feldman. We're going to see what kind of lap time he's got. Oh, that's not the tri-oval. Sorry about that. Just looked up at the wrong time. Onto the backstretch. Feldman on his first lap. Looking to gain some momentum here. What kind of lap time does Feldman have for us? Can he beat out Chad White for the top spot? Crossing the line, Jared Feldman, 30.76, puts him in third, and Cody Moore, please report to the rear, 31.31. Cody Moore in the 88 is slow. Here he is, folks. Look at this junk car. Cody Moore. Looks like Bryce Barfield is hitting the track, folks. He was the fastest car in practice. Gonna get loose coming out. He's going to have to reset. Bryce Barfield. Oh, he's not. He's going to keep in it. I don't know about that decision here. Will he get up to speed? He's still on his outlap right now, but I'm not sure he's going to make speed here. Anyways, he's going to take the green flag in the meantime. Feldman is done with a 30.68. That's going to put him in the third spot right now. Cody Moore improves to 31.19. About a half second off pace. Get on the gas, Cody. Bryce Barfield looking slow here for his first lap. Dead last. 32.48. I didn't think he got up to speed. Coming out of the turn here, last time around the Speedway for Bryce Barfield. Did he junk both his laps? Gonna cross the line. Quick time, 30.58. Boy, Bryce Barfield, he absolutely junked his first lap, but it didn't matter, folks, because he had one more in him. 30.58. That's a track record. Meanwhile, his brother, Peyton Barfield, hitting the Speedway right now. Peyton looking to beat that time. I don't know if he can. It's going to be tough. Peyton's the only other car on the track. He's the last car to qualify. So we're going to hop on board with the number 94 machine of Peyton Barfield out of McDonough, Georgia. You know he's probably got the same setup as Bryce, his brother. Taking the green flag in front of the sold-out crowd here. Nashville Super Speedway. We're on board with Peyton Barfield making his qualify run. He's the last car onto the track. 13 cars signed in Nashville Super Speedway action. Peyton Barfield in his first lap. He's on the backstretch, folks. Looking good so far. Gonna try to carry as much speed as he can in the second lap, and it looks like he's having some connection issues and blinking. But his brother Bryce is on the top of the board right now. Crossing the line, his first lap time's gonna be 30.78. Gonna put him in fifth right now. But we know he can do much better. This second and final lap around the Speedway. He's blinking. Oh, and he's gonna park it. Bryce Barfield gonna have to settle for fifth place here in the qualifying run. 30.78 for Bryce. But his brother, Peyton Barfield, top of the leaderboard, the number 37 machine. Peyton Barfield, 30.58. That's a track record. Confirmed. That's basically all the cars we got here for qualifying. So we're just going to wait it out. We got a couple more minutes. Let you enjoy these tunes, and we'll take a short break and be back for some racing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our main event, 5150 Cup Series action here, Nashville Super Speedway. It's grid time. Here's your starting lineup here for the evening. On the pole in the number 37 machine, Bryce Barfield out of McDonough, Georgia. To his outside in the number 28 machine out of Loudon, Tennessee, Chad White. Row number 2 on the inside out of Holman, Wisconsin. In the number 33, it's Chris Vincent. To his outside, the number 57 car, his teammate Jarrett Feltman. Row number 3 on the inside out of McDonough, Georgia, the number 94, Peyton Barfield. To his outside, the number 93 from Charlotte, North Carolina, JT Tinker. Row number 4 on the inside in the number 71 machine, Justin Rhodes. To his outside, the number 53 out of Coral Springs, Florida, Brian Samara. Starting in the number 9 spot out of Mississippi in the number 44 car, Matthew Byers. To his outside, the number 3 machine from Hampton, Virginia, it's Cody Chasm. And in the back row here on the inside out of Canada, the number 69, Riley Sullivan. To his outside, the number 88 from Kyle, Texas, Cody Moore. And starting dead last, all to himself. Give him some TV time, folks. Round of applause for the 01 of John Sittler in dead last. There's your starting lineup for tonight's main event here, Nashville Super Speedway 5150 Cup Series action. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the GOAT, Blake Hutchinson on the call, bringing you the action live. And folks, I haven't said it yet, but don't you worry, I didn't forget. Quit wasting your money on junk streaming services. Get rid of all them subscriptions. All you need is Hutchinson Motorsports TV, best in the business. 100 laps around the Speedway. Stage break should be at the end of lap number 30. The field is getting bunched up, and we are about ready to roll. Pace car is in. Out of the way. Front row going to be Barfield on the inside. White on the outside. As they enter the Geico restart zone. Green flag in the air. We are underway at Nashville. Bryce Barfield side by side with Chad White. The 57 of Feltman trying to give White a push into turn 1. These guys are racing hard, bumping one another through the corners. Looks like Vincent's going to wash up the track here. The 94 moved him up. Vincent had to stick with it, but he's going to take over the second spot. Meanwhile, Barfield out front. Chad White's dropping like a rock already. Already back to the 4th spot. Can Mr. White figure it out? Meanwhile, Peyton Barfield slicing and dicing his way through the field. He is up to 3rd, folks. Let's go back here, see what's going on in the rear. These guys are duking it out for last. Riley Sullivan sending it in there. The number 69 Air Canada Guinness machine. Trying to not get last. He's side by side with his teammate Cody Chasm. And boy, does that team stink here. Meanwhile, back out front, Bryce Barfield, still your race leader. But here comes the 33 of Chris Vincent. We're going to hop on board with the 33 car. Chris Vincent currently in the 2nd spot. As we head to lap number 3 out of 100. Chris Vincent in cruise control in 2nd. Wants to find a way around that 37 car, but he wants to save his tires. These guys don't have to worry about saving too much, though, because they know there's going to be a caution at the end of lap number 30. Dropping to the rear, John Sittler is way off pace. He is way back there, folks. Meanwhile, a battle for 2nd to last. Riley Sullivan's going to have to give the spot to Cody Moore, who's back there with the squirrels. Let's hop on board here with Riley Sullivan, see what it looks like back here in the Hornet's Nest. This is a side-by-side battle for 11th, folks. 11th and 12th place out of 13 cars. These guys are duking it out. Nobody wants to finish last. Back to the middle of the pack here. Tinker currently in the 8th spot. He needs to get on the gas. Looking pretty slow here. The Voodoo Ranger number 93 car, JT Tinker. Sounds like somebody just wrecked. And it's Cody Moore. Junk. His race is over, folks. Let's watch the replay. We're still green, by the way. Oh, he just got took out. Oh, my. Riley Sullivan just junked him. Hang on. We're still green, by the way, folks, but here it is. We're on board with Riley Sullivan. He gets a run in the corner. Boom. Just get out of the way, nerd. Last place is yours, not mine. Riley Sullivan junks Cody Moore. Cody Moore's night is done. But back out front here. Let's go back live. Bryce Barfield, still your race leader out front. Currently by about 1 to 2/10 of a second. But Chris Vincent is right there knocking on the door. He says, you better look in your rear view window because I'm coming. Rear view mirror, sorry about that. I'm coming, buddy boy. Meanwhile, Brian Samara currently in the 5th spot. We're going to hop on board with Brian Samara, trying to keep up with the lead pack here. Not working out so well for him. Peyton Barfield currently in the 3rd spot after starting in the 5th position. And it looks like Samara just lost another spot here. Jarrett Feltman blowing right by him says, later nerd, you're slow. The 57 of Feltman takes over the 5th position. Here we are though, folks. Lap number 7 out of 100. We got a long way to go. These guys racing hard already. We saw the Canadian Riley Sullivan just flat out junk Cody Moore already. We're not even on lap 10 yet, folks. Bryce Barfield looking good so far. He's led every single lap around the Speedway. Meanwhile, though, we appreciate you tuning in, spending your Tuesday night right here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. I'm the GOAT, Blake Hutchinson, on the call here. Great racing so far, and we got a long way to go. We do know there's going to be a stage break at the end of lap 30. We're not even at 10 yet, though, folks. Let's hop up, though, in the meantime, to our eyes in the sky, the Hutchinson Motorsports blimp, the most beautiful view in the entire industry. Wow, look at these views. These aerial views in the Hutchinson Motorsports blimp. It is incredible. While Bryce Barfield starts to pull away from the field, let's drop back a little bit. Go to the slow guys. Where's he at? Speaking of slow guys, here he is. JT Tinker, the number 93 machine. Currently in the 8th position. Trying to run with his slow teammate, Brian Samara. Let's hop on board and see why JT's so slow. He is power sliding through that corner. You hear them tires screeching. The Charlotte, North Carolina native, JT Tinker, trying to maintain pace with the boss man, Brian Samara. While Barfield's your race leader, Vincent still in the 2nd position. Then we got Peyton Barfield in the 3rd spot, trying to hold off Chad White, who's knocking on the door in a battle for 3rd here. Let's hop on board with the Loudon Tennessean, Chad White, the number 28. He's taking it easy, waiting for a mix-up here. Wants the 94 to mess up. Or is Chad White going to use the bumper and move him out of the way? We're going to find out as we hit lap number 12 out of 100. We're on board with Chad White, who's currently in the 4th position. Looks like nothing brewing there. Drop back a little bit, see where our closest battles on the track are. Go back up to our eyes in the sky, the Hutchinson Motorsports blimp. See what's going on around the Speedway. Nashville Super Speedway. This is a 1 1/4 mile track. Not sure why they call it a Super Speedway, but here we are. Matthew Byers, he's in the back here tonight. He's pretty slow. Currently in the 10th position. The former 5150 Cup Series champion is struggling here tonight at Nashville Super Speedway. He's back there racing with Cody Chasm. Unreal. Meanwhile, Chad White side by side. This is a battle for 3rd. White's on the inside. Peyton Barfield on the outside. The 94 trying to hold him off. Chad White says, get out of my way, nerd. You're slow. Blows right by him, Chad White, to the 3rd position. Looks like JT Tinker has got around the boss man of Brian Samara. He says, look, Brian, I know you're trying to gain some points here tonight and you're in 2nd, but I don't care. Get out of the way. You're slow. JT Tinker to the 7th position. Meanwhile, Chris Vincent still trying to keep our race leader in his sights, but he's about a 2nd behind him. We're on lap number 15. Bryce Barfield's led every single lap so far. He is looking to lead all 100 laps. Boy, would that be impressive. Last lap around the Speedway, the fastest car on the track was your race leader, Bryce Barfield, 30.73. Same lap time, though, as Chad White. With Chad White and the race leader dead even here on lap times. We're going to see if Chad White can keep it turned on here, run down Mr. Chris Vincent, and get around for that second position. But meanwhile, here comes the 94, Peyton Barfield. He was just passed by Chad, but he says, you know what, Chad? I let you by one time, but you're not that fast. You're kind of in the way. I'm going to dump you. Here comes Peyton Barfield out of McDonough, Georgia. Is the Georgian going to dump the Tennessean? We're going to find out, folks. You see how hard Peyton Barfield's driving it in the corner. He's got to be hurting his tires, and you can tell coming out he gets sideways. Them tires are going to be junk here in a matter of time. Peyton Barfield keeps driving like that. He's driving like a lunatic. Meanwhile, his brother out front, though, looking good, nice and easy around the track. Let's see how his brother Bryce Barfield is driving this thing. He's lifting much earlier than Peyton is. Peyton's basically power sliding around the whole corner. It's like a dirt racer. But Bryce is much easier on the throttle, and boy, is it fast. Last time around the Speedway, fastest car on the track appears to be Chad White, 30.86. Just a little bit faster than our race leader, Bryce Barfield, who ran a 30.90. Lap number 19 out of 100, Bryce Barfield. He's led every single one of them. Stage break going to be here in about 11 laps at the end of lap number 30. We're on the right rear suspension cam of Chris Vincent, who's currently in the second spot, trying to hold off Chad White. Chad White slowly running him down. Can he take over that second position? He's that man on a mission right now. He's got about a half-second deficit to make up on Vincent to get around him. So far, your hard charger of the race, not many people moving up here. It's actually Riley Sullivan, who's gained 2 spots. Starting 11th, he's in 9th. One of them was because Cody Moore got junked by him. So Riley Sullivan out of Montreal, Quebec. He's junking guys left and right. He's your hard charger right now, but I don't think that's going to hold. Meanwhile, back out front, Bryce Barfield looking good. Still got about a second lead on Mr. Chris Vincent. Just trying to hold them off. Less than 10 laps to go until the stage break. 100 laps here tonight. Nashville Super Speedway 5150 Cup Series action. Boy, we got a sold-out crowd here tonight, folks. These fans have been standing up the entire day long. They haven't sat down once in their seat. They are just glued to the fence right now watching this 5150 Cup Series action. Sold out crowd on a Tuesday. How about it? Get a job. These guys, they got nothing better to do than to sit around here all Tuesday long and look at them. It's just jam-packed. There's more people here than there was in the Rail Cup race. This is incredible. Meanwhile, Bryce Barfield, he's out front by still about a second margin. Not too many laps left here till the stage break. We're going to see, though, if Chris Vincent can run him down and take home the stage win. Not looking good so far. Peyton Barfield's dropped to the 5th position. He's been junking his tires, and it's finally showing. Overdrove it early on, and it looks like Brian Samara's took it over the 6th spot. He's currently the hard charger now. He's gained 2 spots himself. It's go time for the 53 of Brian Samara. Can he get around Peyton Barfield? He's only got about 6 laps left to go to do it. As our racers are pretty well spaced out around the Speedway. We're watching these stationary Hutchison Motorsports views. Less in the business, I might add. Bryce Barfield, still your race leader here. Lap number 25 out of 100. Barfield still out front by about a second. Lap number 26. Barfield's led every single one. His stage to win here tonight. As we go through the field. See what some of these other guys are doing. Cody Chasm is in the back tonight. He's looking pretty slow. Let's hop on board. See why Mr. Cody Chasm is so slow here tonight. The Hampton Virginian. He said he's not lifting, but he clearly is. Listen in, he's just lifted right there. You're downshifting a little late, Cody. Why you're slow. Back out front, though, Bryce Barfield, still your race leader, and it looks like he's expanding his lead. He is up to about 1.3 seconds, and here comes Chad White. We got a battle for second now, folks. Let's hop on board with the Loudon, Tennessee, and Chad White. Is he willing to move Chris Vincent out of the way? He might junk him. Chris Vincent looking for a block. Chad White looking to go outside. Vincent says, not so fast, nerd. I'll block you around the old track. Lap number 28, just a couple more to go. Chad White's running out of time. Definitely the faster car right now. But can he find a way around that 33 machine? And right behind him, here comes Jarrett Feltman. The 57 of Feltman is flying around the track. He might be the fastest car on the entire track right now. And I just confirmed he is. He is 3/10 faster than the rest of the field. Here he comes. Jarrett Feltman. He's going to get by Chad White. And I bet he gets around Vincent as well. 2 laps left to go here for the stage. Jarrett Feltman, fastest car on the track, and it's not even close. He is flying right now. That's unfortunate, though, for White. Looks like he had a shot at taking over the spot from Vincent, but that slowed him down definitely there. So now he's going to have to go back to work. Try to get to that back bumper of Feltman, because you know Feltman's probably going to get around Vincent as well. But let's hop on board and see why Jarrett Feltman is so fast. Vincent gets loose and goes down to the bottom. He's going to concede the spot at the line. White flag till the stage break. On the outside is Jarrett Feltman. Can he make it happen up top? Side by side battle for second. Feltman rolling the top. Can he make it stick? Coming out of the corner. Yes, sir. Feltman to second. Here comes White. Chad White gonna try to make the top work. Coming out of turns 3 and 4 here. At the line, it's going to be a drag race and a battle for third. They're dooring each other, racing for third. At the line, it's going to be, looks like Vincent, I think, got it. Looks like Vincent had the third spot at the stage break. Caution should be coming out here any moment. And there's the caution. Stage 1 over. Bryce Barfield takes home the big stage 1 win. As our racers start to rack it up here, pace car is out. They're going to be ready to pit, get some fuel and tires in front of this sold-out crowd. Nashville Super Speedway. Let's get them tunes playing, though, folks, and take a short break. And the race off of pit road, nothing's going to change up front here. Actually, looks like Chad White comes out second, gains a couple positions. Feltman with a bad stop's going to lose 2. Bryce Barfield still your race leader out front. And the pace car is in. We're about to drop the green flag. On the inside, going to be Barfield. On the outside, going to be White. Into the restart zone. Green flag out, and a big start from Barfield. He's going to be back out front where he's been the entire race long. Meanwhile, we got a battle for second. And boy, Chad White, your start stink. Chad White going to drop from second back to fourth, it's looking like. Vincent taking over the second spot, and here comes Feltman straight to the third position. And right behind him, Brian Samara trying to push Mr. White back all the way to fifth. Let's hop on board with Mr. Brian Samara. Wants to take that bottom line from Chad White if Feltman can get around him. Samara using the whole track, making sure he can stay on that back bumper. Once Feltman finally gets around him. Meanwhile, in front of Samara, it's a battle for third. Feltman on the inside, White on the outside. Samara wants a piece of him, though. Looks like White's making that outside line work pretty good here. We do know Feltman very good at saving tires. He might be taking it a little easy. He was the fastest car at the end of that run for stage one. But these racers, they're all going to need to pit, I believe, one more time. They shouldn't be good on fuel, and it looks like Samara's going to get underneath White. This is going to be a battle for the fourth spot. Not going to happen yet. Chad White finds the bottom line. Bryce Barfield, fastest lap of the session last time around, 30.34. That's the fastest lap so far. Barfield out front. Vincent in second, followed by Feltman, White, and Samara. Your top five here. Nashville Super Speedway 5150 Cup Series action. We are bringing you this action live here once again, folks. Appreciate you tuning in, spending your Tuesday night right here with the GOAT, Blake Hutchinson, on the call. What a beautiful night for racing. In front of this sold-out crowd here. Let's drop back a little bit, see what's going on back here. Looks like Mr. Matthew Byers finally getting comfortable in his car, making some moves. He's gained 3 spots here since the start of this race, up to the 6th position. Let's hop on board, see how Mr. Byers is wheeling that race car. Folks, we're going to take a moment here. We're going to crank it up, let you enjoy the sounds of the engines. I'm going to put my microphone on mute and listen to these bad, fast race cars fly around the track. Some great racing here so far. Lap number 44 out of 100 here, Nashville Super Speedway. The sounds you just heard are brought to you by You guess it. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the best in the business, folks. We got the microphones, we got the cameras, we got everything, folks. Dozens of cameras installed around the Speedway, and we got microphones all around that track. We can hear when the drivers, I'll just drop it. But we can hear everything out there. As we hit lap number 45, out front still, Mr. Bryce Barfield. He's been bad fast here tonight. He's led every single lap so far. Gonna be interesting to see if we stay green. We're gonna get a green flag pit cycle here. That's gonna spice things up. The stage was at lap 30. We went green around lap 35 or so, so they're gonna want to cut it in half. Somewhere around there, I would guess. Which would be around lap number 70-ish, I would say. So I'm thinking you're going to start seeing the pit window around lap number 45. 45 after the restart. So that'd be, I'd say around lap number 60 is about the earliest you'll see him pit. That's probably too early, honestly. 65 probably. I'd say between 65 and 75 are going to be the pit window for the majority of the cars. But I'm just guessing up here. There's no telling. 1.25 mile track here on the Nashville Super Speedway. Bryce Barfield, he's out front by about 0.7 of a second. Meanwhile, Brian Samara, currently in the number 4 spot, trying to go to work on the number 57 car of Jarrett Feldman. Let's hop on board with Mr. Brian Samara. He's in second in points here this season so far. Had a solid season, but he wants more. He wants that big win. Dropping back here. Peyton Barfield's dropped all the way back to the number 8 spot. He's trying to do a better job at saving his tires this run, I believe. Because he sent it too early last time out. Lost a bunch of spots at the end. I'll tell you who looks like a clown out here tonight. That's the number 69 car, Riley Sullivan. The Guinness Air Canada car. He's been racing back there with his teammate Cody Chasm. Them two are putting on a show for last. Well, it's technically second to last, I guess, but I'm going to call it last. These guys have been duking it out, passing one another all race long. Slide job! Riley Sullivan says, hey, nerd, I'm taking the spot, and they are not happy with one another. They might be teammates, but boy, are they not happy. Oh, Cody Chasm did not appreciate that move. This is a battle, like I said, folks, basically for dead last. Riley Sullivan throwing dirty slide jobs in the rear. He already dumped Cody Moore. Now he's trying to rack up another wreck. Unbelievable. But back out front, Bryce Barfield trying to hold off Chris Vincent. Vincent making a push here for the lead. As the gap down to about 0.4 of a second, can the 33 of Vincent find his way around Mr. Bryce Barfield? Or is it all for nothing? Is he wasting his time even trying? We're about to find out in front of the sold-out crowd here. Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Tonight's race brought to you by Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the best streaming service in the business, folks. Again, quit wasting your money. Dirt Vision's junk. Get rid of it. Cancel it. Flow Racing, worse. Get it gone. All you need, Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the best streaming service in the business. As we drop back here, let's see where the battles are. Here comes Peyton Barfield looking to make a move on Tinker. This is a battle for 7. Barfield on the inside, gonna blow by him here. Take over the 7th position. As they're still door-to-door on the backstretch. Tinker doesn't want to give the spot up. But that's too bad, because Barfield's going to take it anyways. And the car actually in last, it's Mr. John Sittler, the 01 Noon car. He's just putting around there on a nice Sunday drive. John Sittler taking it easy here tonight. Who's not taking it easy, though, out front, Chris Vincent and Bryce Barfield, they're duking it out here, nearly bumper to bumper in a battle for the race lead. The McDonough Georgian, Bryce Barfield, he's led every lap so far. We're over halfway done, 53 laps down out of 100 here tonight. Going to be interesting to see when these guys decide to start pitting. My guess is, once again, I'm thinking between 65 and 75, you're going to start seeing some cars come down pit road. But there's no telling. There's no more stages, though. We're hoping to keep it green from here on out. Get a green flag pit cycle. Keep this thing interesting. The number 71 car, Justin Rhodes. He's currently in the 7th position. He started in 7th. He's been there all race long. Quiet but steady day for the starry number 71 car of Justin Rhodes. Meanwhile, Chad White looking pretty slow right now. Dropping back to the 5th spot. Mr. Chad White out of Loudon, Tennessee. Looking to find some speed. Wants to get back around the 53 of Brian Samara. We're going to hop on board with the 28 of Chad White. Meanwhile, Peyton Barfield, he's back all the way to the 10th spot. He started pushing his car, and it looks like he almost spun out, so he lost a lot of positions. Peyton Barfield to the back again. Boy, Peyton's been struggling here tonight while his brother has dominated this race. Keep an eye on Mr. Jarrett Feldman. We know he's got the best long-run speed on the track. Last lap around the Speedway, Jarrett Feldman, fastest car on the track, 30.85. So he's going to start going to work on these two. He's got the faster car right now. He's gaining about a 10th or 2 every single lap in front of them two right in front of him. But we got a battle for the race lead. Chris Vincent all over the back bumper of Mr. Bryce Barfield. These guys are going to be duking it out. Meanwhile, Mr. Feldman in 3rd place going to start railing them in. Vincent trying to set up the exit of the run here. Exit of the corner for a good run. Lap number 58 out of 100. Bumper to bumper. Bryce Barfield throwing a block. Oh, there goes Vincent. Slide job. Chris Vincent of the race lead for the first time. Somebody not named Bryce Barfield's out front. Barfield's not happy with him. He goes back to the outside. Onto the back stretch. It's going to be a drag race to the line. Barfield says, hey, Chris, I want to lead every lap, bud. Quit trying to take my spot. As they come out of turn 4, it's going to be close. Into the trial. Side by side at the line. Bryce Barfield still your race leader for now, but Vincent's right there on his inside. Lap number 59 out of 100. And boy, Feldman is licking his chops right now. These two are adoring one another. Side by side racing. Feldman's reeling them in quick. He's back by less than a second right now. They're duking it out for the race lead. The 33 of Vincent on the bottom. He's going to come out of the corner with a crossover move from the 37. Not going to happen. Crossing the line. Chris Vincent, your new race leader. Lap number 60, the first lap where somebody else led, not named Bryce Barfield. Them guys, they were duking it out, but the sad thing is, Mr. Vincent, I don't think it's going to last long because here comes Feldman. He is flying right now. Let's hop on board with Jarrett Feldman. Last lap around the Speedway, he was a half a second faster than Bryce Barfield was. This time around, we're going to see how much faster. Crossing the line. Feldman's lap time was a 31 flat. Vincent got a 31.15. Bryce Barfield 31.28. So Feldman gaining almost 0.3 of a second on Barfield. And there he goes to the back bumper. It's going to be a battle for second. Feldman looking to get around him quick so he can go to work on Vincent. Feldman knows this is his time to capitalize at the end of these long runs. Side by side at the line. Looks like Barfield's going to hold the spot for now, but not for long. Going to push up high, enter in turn 1. Jarrett Feldman the second. And right now we got a couple cars coming down pit lane. Cody Chasm and Justin Rhodes both come down pit lane. First cars to pit, I do believe. You know Feldman's going to want to stay out there as long as he can. Oh, and he gets loose coming out. Shoots straight towards the wall. He's going to lose the spot. That was scary. Jarrett Feldman almost turned right straight into the wall. Lost a lot of ground there. Let's see that replay real quick. We're on board Jarrett Feldman, watching the replay here. Coming out, his car just shoots up towards the wall. Boom! Look at that. Had to get it totally out of the throttle. Lost all kinds of momentum. As we go back live. Nobody else has decided to come down pit lane yet. The only ones so far are Cody Chasm, Justin Rose, Riley Sullivan as well as pit. But it's going to be a battle for the race. Oh, never mind. That's for second. A battle for second. Feltman trying to take back the second spot. That was an unfortunate move there. Looked like he was on his way to take over the race lead shortly, but he slipped up. Oh, and he's just going to bump the 37. Says, get the hell out of the way. And here comes Barfield to pit lane. Peyton Barfield as well as Bryce down pit lane. Hopefully Bryce wasn't speeding. I know he had a late entry. Meanwhile, Vincent out front, you know he knows that Bryce went down pit lane. He's probably going to want to come in here soon. We're going to see how much longer Vincent wants to wait. If you're Vincent, you know it's time to come down soon. He's going to say, not so fast, bud. I'm going to stretch this out a little bit longer. Currently, it's been about 20 laps or so on these tires. Actually, let's pull up our Hutchinson Motorsports pit strategy board. Best pit strategy board in the business. 33 laps on his tires here so far. So if you pit now, you're going to have about 33 laps left. So right now would be the ideal time to pit. That would cut it straight in half. And here he comes, the mathematician, Chris Vincent. He knew in his mind. He says, you know what? I'm going to cut it straight down the middle. And he knew from the start of this run when he was going to come down pit lane. Meanwhile, JT Tinker still out there. He's going to lead a lap, get himself a bonus point. New race leader, JT Tinker for the time being. Tinker, the only car that hasn't pit yet. You know this strategy isn't going to work out for him, but why not try it? And here comes Tinker. Locks it up. I think he's going pretty fast. And Chris Vincent, currently a race leader, but he's leaving pit lane right now. Here comes Byers around. Byers going to take the race lead. How about it? Matthew Byers out of nowhere, becoming the race leader here. Not sure how that happened. Byers got 2 tires or what. He's running 30.57 lap times. We're going to see how this strategy works out. Matt Byers to the race lead. So we've had 4 different leaders here tonight. The former 5150 Cup Series champion, Matt Byers, currently out front. While Chris Vincent is about 2 seconds behind him. We're about to find out how much faster is Vincent than Byers. I think Byers has 2 tires. He had to have, because he was pretty far back. Looks like lap times are fairly identical. 30.34 for Byers, 30.31 for Vincent. But Bryce Barfield's fastest car on the track right now, 30.16. Let's hop on board with Mr. Bryce Barfield. With about 31 laps left to go. These guys know they need to make these tires last. Feltman not too far behind. If Feltman can have that long run speed and not mess up, this is his race to win. Currently in the 5th spot. But he can definitely make that up. While we're on board with Bryce Barfield, currently in the 3rd spot, trying to go to work on Mr. Vincent. But don't count out Chris Vincent. He's got the track position. It's just a matter of time before he gets around Byers on them old junk tires. Currently your hard charger is Riley Sullivan, but I think he either got no tires or 2 tires. He's dropping like a rock right now, folks. Probably a 2-tire stop for Mr. Sullivan. Dropping back to the 5th spot. But back out front, Matthew Byers still with about a 1.5 second lead on Vincent. Putting down some pretty good lap times. Byers just a little bit slower than Vincent. Byers is hoping Vincent and Barfield will be duking it out. He wants them to run side by side, slow each other down for a while. We still got a long way to go, and that's not a very big lead. Barfield definitely has some speed. A little bit faster than Vincent, but can he get around him? It's not easy to pass here at Nashville Super Speedway. In front of this sold-out crowd here tonight. Beautiful day for racing. An even better day to sit at home and watch Hutchinson Motorsports TV, because it's the best streaming service in the business. Time for another Crank It Up, folks. Listen to the beautiful sounds around the Speedway, brought to you by these patented Hutchinson Motorsports microphones. We're watching some hard racing right now between Brian Samara, Justin Rhodes, and Riley Sullivan. These guys duking it out right now. That's a battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th. Hard racing. Meanwhile, Matthew Byers, still your race leader, but Chris Vincent slowly reeling him in and looks to be leaving Bryce Barfield right now. Chris Vincent looks to be the fastest car on the track for the time being. Less than a second lead for Byers. Still 22 laps to go. Think he did a 2-tire stop last time around. Is it going to pay off? Last time around the Speedway, Vincent gained about 0.2 of a second on Byers. So if that continues, it's not going to take long for Vincent to overtake Byers for the race lead. Keep an eye on these guys, though. They've been duking it out. Samara finally gets around him. Tell you what, though, Brian Samara, he was sending his car into the corner. You know he's burning his tires up. He was lifting about 2 car lengths after everybody else. Maybe 3. While the Mississippi native Matthew Byers is in the race lead, he's got about a 3.5 second lead on Mr. Chris Vincent. Boy, a great start for Bryce Barfield at this race. And he just hasn't been able to find it since Mr. Vincent got around him. With just 20 laps left to go. Bryce Barfield, he's got, honestly, he's about out of this race in my opinion. He's got good speed, but we know Feltman has that fast end-to-run speed. Well, my guess is Feltman's going to get around him here in a little bit. And I don't know if Barfield has it in him to get around Vincent. Meanwhile, out front, Chris Vincent taking over the race lead. New race leader, the 33, Chris Vincent out of Holman, Wisconsin. Lap number 81, he's back out front. Byers doing a great job, though. Got the track position with that 2-tire stop. Not going to get a win out of it, but it looks like it's definitely going to help him out because he was running around 8th or 10th before, I do believe. And there goes Feltman. Just as I talked about, he's got that good long run speed. He blows right by Bryce Barfield. Hard pill to swallow if you're Bryce Barfield. He led the first about 52, 54 laps. Looks like he's not going to lead another one. Unfortunate here. Good day so far, though, still. But Jarrett Feltman going to start to go to work here on the race leader. Currently in the third spot, but we know he's going to find a way around Matthew Byers. Got them old tires. We got a lap car here in the mix. John Seitler. He says, hey, boys, does anybody want junked? Go ahead and try and pass me. Mr. Sittler throwing himself into the ring here. He says, I'm getting bored in the last. So I'm going to take out our leaders. Peyton Barfield still struggling back there. He's trying the high line, trying to get around these guys back here. Currently in the 7th spot. Is he going to use the bumper? Gets to the back bumper of Justin Rhodes. Coming out of the corner. Gets into the wall. This is a battle for the 6th spot. Meanwhile, Vincent trying to pad his lead as much as he can. He's hoping Byers will slow down Feltman. Feltman currently about 2 seconds behind your race leader. Let's hop on board with Jarrett Feltman, the number 57 machine. Last lap around the Speedway. 30.68. Race leader ran a 30.71. Pretty even lap times for the two. Tell you what though, Matthew Byers putting down some good lap times. I'm not sure if he got 2 tires or not. Well, he just lost 3/10 that lap. Never mind. He's definitely on 2 tires, in my opinion. Feltman needs to get around him as quick as he can if he wants to go to work on the race leader. Because Chris Vincent's out front here with only 14 laps left to go around the Speedway. Chris Vincent with nearly a 2-second lead. Feltman gets underneath Byers, trying to overtake for the 2nd spot. Onto the backstretch, heading into turn 3. Feltman's going to take the spot from Byers. So now Vincent's going to start going in defense mode. 1.7 second lead. 13 laps left to go around the Speedway. Can he hold off the rocket ship of Jarrett Feltman? Let's hop on board for this entire lap and see how Feltman drives this track. If I were a betting man, I'd bet this lap Jarrett Feltman's going to be the fastest car on the track. As he looks out his front windshield, he can see the race leader right in front of him. Into the tri-oval. He's going to cross the line. Our race leader ran a lap time 30.74, sorry about that. Jarrett Feltman 30.70, so he's not gaining much. 4/100ths of a second is all he gained right there. He's going to need to go to work, and he might have slipped up there coming out of the corner. Chris Vincent has race-winning speed. If he can maintain this pace, he's going to win this race with just 12 laps left to go. The home in Wisconsin. Your 5150 Cup Series points leader headed in, and he's wanting nothing to change. He wants to add to his lead. That lap around, Chris Vincent actually regained that 4/100ths of a second back. So he's out front by about 1.8 seconds still. Vincent looking to hold off the rocket ship of the 57 of Jarrett Feltman. Feltman's going to need to figure something out quick if he wants to run down our race leader, because that's a pretty big lead to make up in just 11 laps. Again, folks, we're here in Nashville Super Speedway 5150 Cup Series action. Tuesday night racing right here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Appreciate you tuning in, spending your Tuesday night with yours truly. On the call, Blake Hutchinson up here in the booth, bringing you the action live. Meanwhile, Bryce Barfield still in the 4th spot. How about Matthew Byers? He's got about a 1.8 second lead on Barfield. He might be able to pull out a top 3 with that pit strategy move. Well done by Byers. He is willing that race car. Nothing changing out front. Lap times are identical for Feltman and Vincent. That's just what Vincent wanted to see because he's got nearly a 2-second lead. Let's hop on board with our race leader, Chris Vincent, out front. As he crosses the line, that lap was a time of 30.94. Feltman ran a 30.85. So Feltman able to gain about a tenth there. But he's going to need to gain more. He's going to need about 2 tenths every single lap to have a shot. Not sure if that's doable. As Vincent comes out of turn 4, crossing the line, chalking away another lap with just 8 laps left to go. That lap around the Speedway, Feltman gained only 1/100th of a second. Feltman's running out of time, and I think he knows it. We do know Vincent did pit a lap or 2 later than Feltman. So that also helps him. With just 8 laps left to go, looking around the track here. Brian Tamara still in the 5th spot. Then we got Peyton Barfield in the 6th spot. Followed by Justin Rhodes in 7th. He's been there all day long. Slow and steady. Behind him, Riley Sullivan in the 8th spot after getting, I think, no tires on his pit stop. Maybe 2, I don't know. Then we got JT Tinker. Terrible race for Tinker. Number 93 car. He's junked tonight. He is in the back. And how about Chad White? Something went wrong. Not sure if he sped down pit road or what. But he's all the way back in 10th. He was a top 3 car early on. But back out front, Chris Vincent, the 33 machine, chalking away at these laps. Still has a 1.7 second lead. Feltman doesn't appear to be gaining on him at all. Vincent just wants it to stay clean and green. Doesn't want a late caution. These cars are pretty well spaced out. In 5150, we only throw cautions when multiple cars are involved in a wreck. So honestly, in my opinion, it's very unlikely we get a caution. But never say never, because there's just 5 laps left to go. We're on board with race leader Chris Vincent. Has a lap car in front of him. Jarrett Feldman wants Cody Chasm to junk the race leader. Feldman has just radioed the 3 car. Says take him out. And Chasm not going to be able to take him out. Chasm going to stay out of the way. With just 3.5 laps left to go. Chris Vincent out front. The Holman, Wisconsin, ticking away at the laps every time around. Not much going on around the Speedway. We got a little bit of a battle right here. Riley Sullivan trying to get around the 71 car. While Jarrett Feltman trying to get around the lapper of Cody Chasm. But how about Matthew Byers? He looked terrible on that first run. The end of the race, out of nowhere, took over the race lead, dropped back a little bit, but not too much. I'm not even sure if he got 2 tires. He might have got 4, and he's just that good at pit stops. There's no telling. But just 2 laps left to go. Chris Vincent, your race leader, coming out of turn 2. Adds about a 1.5 second lead. As he comes out of turn 4, another trioval. White flag in the air for Chris Vincent. We're going to stay tuned right here on your race leader. Chris Vincent, 1 lap away from taking home the guitar and winning in Nashville. Chris Vincent, he told me before the race this would be the biggest win of his career if he could win at Nashville Super Speedway. As he goes on to the backstretch into turn 3 for the final time. Onto the front stretch, Chris Vincent out front, and he's going to win in Nashville. Checkered flag in the air. Chris Vincent takes it home here. Second place, Jarrett Feltman. Third, Matthew Byers. Fourth's going to go to Barfield. Brian Samara takes home fifth. So there's your top 5. Here's your results. One moment. Meanwhile, we're going to see if we can get Mr. Chris Vinson in for an interview. What a big win for Vinson. Bryce Barfield looked like the car to beat early on. But Vincent says, not so fast. Don't you count me out. What a Cinderella story for Chris Vincent. What a year for him. Your points leader coming in. He pulls off a big win. He was my pick to win it, though, folks, if you remember. For the race, I did pick Mr. Chris Vincent to take home the checkered flag, and he didn't let me down. And it's burnout time. Chris Vincent tearing it down. The 33 car taking home a big win. In the meantime, let's go ahead and interview somebody. Hey, Matt Blake from the booth, you got me?
Got you, Blake.
Hey, took home a third place finish. Pretty good job there. Looked like you were struggling early on, but definitely figured something out there at the end.
Yeah, I was struggling the first stage, and then I kind of got together the second stage, and I realized I wasn't going to win from fifth. I took 2 tires, and it worked out better than I thought it would. I knew Vincent was going to catch me eventually. I was hoping it would be a little bit later and could battle him more, but I just couldn't. He was too fast.
Yeah, honestly, I was surprised how well them 2 tires held up, because at the end of that run, you weren't much slower than a lot of the guys that got 4.
Yeah, I noticed that in stage 1, the tire fall-off times weren't that much. I noticed the left sides weren't that worn, so I was like, well, I'm not running for points. I'm just going to get a win. I said, why not? I got nothing to lose, and came on third. I'll take it.
Well, definitely worked out. Great job bringing home a third place run here tonight. Before you head out, you got any shout outs?
I'd like to thank you for the broadcast and my friends and family for watching. It was a fun race.
Yes, sir. Well, great job, Mr. Matthew Byers, taking home a podium finish, third place here, Nashville Super Speedway.
Thank you, Blake.
That was Matthew Byers, our third place finisher. Let's go ahead and bring up the guy who brought home second. Jarrett, Blake up in the booth, you got me?
Got you, Blake.
Hey, took home a second place. I'm sure you were wanting to win it, but not too bad of a run.
Yeah, not bad for my first laps on the track all week. Just fought loose and tight the entire run. Couldn't get it all the way balanced. So just long day.
Yeah, it looked like the first run you definitely had the long run speed at the end of the run, but this time out it looked like Vincent was able to hold you off.
Yeah, he deserved that one, as he does every other win he gets. So just congrats to him, and I'll be content with second tonight.
It definitely works out. You know, a good run for the team overall. But before you head out, you got any last second thing to add?
Yeah, just a shout out to SSR and all they do for the community and for giving us fast sets, man. That's how we were able to go 1-2. So.
Yes, sir. Well, great job, Jared. We look forward to seeing you back next time out.
Thanks, Blake.
Jared Feldman taking home a second place finish, and it's time for tonight's star of the night. Chris Vincent, let's pull him up. Chris, Blake up in the booth, you got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, a big win for you. You're able to take home the guitar here at Nashville Super Speedway. How'd the car feel?
Before the stage break, terrible. It was so loose. I had nothing for Bryce, so put some wedge in the car, and it came alive. Track temperature went down.
And them changes definitely helped you out. Honestly, at the end of that stage, you kind of looked like the third best car out there, so it's definitely good to see you make some adjustments, and definitely worked out for you.
Yeah, I felt like the last place car at the end of that stage.
Hey, but you were definitely the fastest car that last run around the track. Feltman couldn't really gain any ground on you, even though he had the long run speed he had.
Yeah, I wish I went to Dord Bryce like I did going into one, but I missed my downshift and the car just slid right up into him.
Well, it's part of it. It happens. Sometimes you come out on the top for that, and other times you'll be the other way around. But great job out there tonight. Before you head out, you got any thing to add?
All the admins, you've putting on a good broadcast. All the competitors, Team SSR for letting me do what I do.
Yeah, well, great job out there. Another win for you. It's been a great season for you. You were the points leader heading in, and you're definitely going to be the points leader next week as well. So going to be interesting to see how the rest of the season plays out, and wish the best to you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Yep, you too. That was Chris Vincent, your race winner here. Nashville Super Speedway 5150 Cup Series action Tuesday night racing on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Chris Vincent taking home yet another win. But we appreciate you tuning in, spending your Tuesday night right here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Hope to see you back next time. I think we're back here next week, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check the schedule real quick before we head out. And I will let you know. Schedule shows I think we're off next week. So it looks like we are off next week. Then we're headed to Pocono. So next week we're not going to be on air, but the following week we're going to be back here at Pocono. So look